Welcome to the Style and Grace podcast, maintaining mental health and tackling real life issues with honesty and compassion. Where style meets substance and grace meets real life experiences.
Hey, y'all. Hey, and welcome back to another episode of the Style and Grace podcast. I'm your host, Whitney Victoria, and I am so glad to be back with you all this week. Before we get into today's episode, I want to share something that really impacted me. I was catching up on an episode from the Mel Robbins podcast. And if you know me, y'all know how I feel about Mel Robbins. I call her Auntie Mel. And the podcast title was What Makes a Good Life, featuring Mr. Daniel Pink. And Daniel Pink conducted what is considered the largest study on regret ever done. He analyzed over 26,000 regrets from people in over 134 countries. And let me tell you, this episode really kind of had me in my feelings a little bit. As I listened, I realized just how much time I spent looking backwards, thinking things like, if only I had done that, I should have made a different decision, what my life would look like if I had only taken that opportunity. Maybe you had those thoughts too, or maybe you've replayed a conversation over and over, or maybe you stayed stuck in a mistake, or maybe you wondered what could have been, because I know I've had those feelings as well. And while reflecting on the past, you know, it taught me something. Living there can keep us from experiencing the future God really has for us. So today I want to talk about regret, not to make us feel guilty, not to make us dwell on the past, but really to help us move forward. Because one of the biggest takeaways from the podcast was this: you can't change what happened, but you can change what happens next. And I think that's something all of us really need to hear. So, regret, what really is regret, right? Regret gets a bad reputation. Most of us thinks regret is something we're supposed to avoid, something we should ignore, something we should bury. But Daniel Pink's research really reveals something interesting. Regret isn't always negative. Sometimes regret is a teacher. Sometimes regret shines a light on what truly matters to us. The fact that you regret something means you care. It means you value something. It means you've learned something. The problem really isn't regret itself, I feel. The problem is when we unpack our bags and we decide to live there, when regret becomes our permanent address. Oh, that was good. When we spend more time replaying yesterday than creating tomorrow. And there are four different types of regret. And one of the most fascinating parts of the study was most regrets fits into four major categories. You have the first one, the foundation regrets. These are the regrets that come from not doing the little things that create a strong life, not saving money, not taking care of our health, not building good habits, not investing in yourself. These regrets usually sound like, man, I knew better. I should have started sooner. If only I had been more consistent. And honestly, a lot of us can relate to that one. I know I can, because success rarely happens overnight. Neither do our regrets. Both are built one decision at a time. And then the second one, we have our boldness regrets. And this one hit a little hard. These are the chances we didn't take, the risk we avoided, the dreams we talked ourselves out of, the business we never started, the person we never called, the opportunity we never pursued. And what the research found was powerful. People regret the things they didn't do more than the things they did do. Let that sink in. We spend so much time afraid of failure, but years later, we're often more haunted by the inaction than the mistakes. Trust me, been there. I was feeling like this not too long ago. And sometimes the biggest regret isn't failing, it's never trying. And the third form of regret is the moral regrets. These are the moments when we know we violated our own values. Maybe we hurt someone. Maybe we lied. Maybe we stayed silent when we should have spoken up. Maybe we weren't the person we wanted to be. The good news is growth is available. Forgiveness is available. Healing is available. No, we cannot rewrite those moments, but we can choose how we become because of them. And the fourth type of regret is the connection regrets. And according to the study, this was one of the most common ones. The friendship we never repaired, the family member we stopped calling, the relationship we let drift away, the apology we never gave, the conversation we kept posting, the relationship we stayed in too long and should have left. These regrets often carry the most emotion because relationships matter. And at the end of the day, people rarely wish they had spent more time scrolling on social media. They wish they had spent more time connecting, loving, forgiving, and really showing up. And what really hit me personally was as I listened to the episode, I found myself reflecting on my own life. Not because I wanted to stay stuck there, but because I wanted to understand what my regrets were trying to teach me. I've had moments where I wish I would have spoken up sooner. I had moments where I wish I would have invested more. Or, man, I should have started investing at such and such age. And moments where I wished I would have believed in myself more. Moments where I stayed too long, moments where I left too soon, moments where fear made decisions that faith should have made, okay? Because I was walking in my flesh and not by faith. But also, I'm learning every chapter of my life, even the painful ones, help shape the woman I am and the woman that I am becoming. And if you're listening right now, I want you to know something. Your regrets are not your identity. Your mistakes are not your identity. Your past is not your identity. You are still becoming, you are still growing, you are still evolving, and there is still time. And one thing that Daniel Pink shared was a process for moving through regret rather than being trapped by it. And I want to simplify it into three questions. Question number one, what happened? Tell yourself the truth. Don't make excuses about it. Don't exaggerate it. No shame. Just be honest about it. And question number two, what can I learn from it? Every regret carries a lesson, and every lesson carries wisdom. Wisdom becomes valuable when we apply it. Question number three, what can I do next? Not next year, not someday, not eventually. Like, what can you do today? If you need to send a text, send it. If you need to make a phone call, make the call. If you need to apply for the job, please apply. If you need to start the business, start today. If you need to work on your health, take the walk. If you need to work on your mental, go to therapy. If you need to work on your spiritual life, honey, start the prayer. If you need to forgive, first start by forgiving yourself, but you need to do something because action is one of the greatest antidotes to regret. And if you're listening today, and if you're carrying regret that's heavy, maybe it's been years, maybe it's something no one knows about, maybe you replayed it, we replay it every day. I really want to encourage you. God is not asking you to relive your past. God is asking you to trust Him with your future. There is grace for what happened. There is grace for what did not happen. And there is grace for where you're going next. You don't have to earn a fresh start. Sometimes you really just have to accept one. And if this episode didn't teach me anything else, is this. Life is too precious to spend all of your energy looking in the rearview mirror. Learn from yesterday, but don't live there. Take the lesson. I know we carry shame. I promise you I understand how it feels, but we have to leave the shame. Take the wisdom. Leave the guilt. Take the growth and leave the regret. Your future deserves more attention than your past. And whatever it is you've been putting off, maybe this is your sign. Maybe today is today. Not tomorrow, not next week, but today. I pray that this episode touches you because, honey, y'all, when I listened to Mel Robbins and Mr. Pink, had me like, okay, Lord, it's really time for me to move forward. So I pray that this episode inspires you. I want to hear from you. Send me a DM, send me an email so we can check in with each other. I appreciate you all. I appreciate every download, every share, every comment, every message, and every person who continues to support the Style and Grace podcast. And before I let you go, I have to remind you that the Grace Gathering 2.0 is happening August 22nd, 2026. And I am so excited what God is going to do through this event. I really hope to see you there. A special shout out to our sponsors, partners, and supporter, and everyone who has poured into this vision so far. Your support means more to me than you ever know. And as always, thank you for allowing me to be a part of your journey. Remember, you cannot change what happened, but you can change what happens next. And here is where style meets substance and grace meets real life experiences. Until next time, I love you guys. Bye.